It's my life, it's now.
Stop scrolling, because I'm about to name the 10 worst rock songs of the 1990s, and one of them might be your favourite.
Boys, to talk too much, I seen it all go down. Game of
These songs were everywhere, on the radio, on MTV, in your car, and some of them almost ruined the bands that made them. And here's the crazy part. One song in the top 3 wasn't just bad. It was the moment people said, rock is losing its mind. Wait until you hear why. Picture this. It's the 1990s. You turn on the radio expecting loud guitars and real attitude, and you get a song that feels like a cheesy commercial pretending to be rock. If you skip this list, you'll miss the songs that made rock fans say, please, not this again. And you'll see how some bands lost respect overnight just from one track. And so stay with me from number 10 to number 1, because when we reach the top, you'll understand exactly why these songs are called the worst rock songs of the 90s, and you'll probably argue with me in the comments. Number 10, Mr. Big, To Be With You, 1991.
he's done to you. Stand up, little girl. I'm broken.
This song sounds like soft lights, clean jeans, and radio-friendly smiles. Picture 1991, power ballads fading, grunge knocking on the door.
Waited on the line just to be the next to.
And this song still floating on FM radio like nothing has changed. It feels sweet at first, but after the 5th listen, it starts to feel empty and plastic.
Blood was all rained out. So come on, baby, come on over.
To Be With You was released in 1991 by Mr. Big, produced by Kevin Elson, and released on Atlantic Records.
Yeah, just to be the next to be with you.
The song is a simple acoustic love plea, a guy telling a girl she deserves better, and he's the one who truly cares.
Waited on the line up. Waited.
It became a massive hit, reaching number 1 on the Billboard Hot 100 and topping charts in several countries. But here's the twist. It didn't represent what Mr. Big really was.
When it's through, it's through.
They were actually a hard rock band with serious musicianship, not a campfire pop act.
Come on over. Let me be the one to show up.
A fun fact. This song was almost a throwaway acoustic idea, not meant to define the band. Guitarist Paul Gilbert, one of the fastest and flashiest rock guitar players of the era, barely gets to shine here, which later frustrated fans who knew his real talent. The song faded because it aged badly. When grunge exploded with Nirvana, Pearl Jam and Soundgarden, songs like this suddenly felt out of touch, too polished, too polite, too safe. Rock fans didn't hate it. They just moved on. This one lives in old radio memories, not in rock history books.
With you.
And trust me, the next song takes us from soft radio smiles straight into full 90s confusion and overconfidence. Number 9, Extreme, More Than Words.
Help us out now.
Picture 1990. Big Hair is still alive, amps are stacked high, and rock bands are supposed to sound loud, wild and dangerous. Then this song comes on. 2 guys, acoustic guitars, soft voices, and suddenly the room goes quiet like someone turned the lights down low at a house party.
That you love me. Come on, baby.
More Than Words was released in 1990 on Extreme's album Pornograffiti, produced by Michael Wagoner and released under A&M Records.
If I took those words away.
Lyrically, it's a simple message. Don't just say you love me, show me. No rebellion, no anger, no fire, just soft feelings and promises.
If my heart was torn.
The impact was huge. It hit number 1 on the Billboard Hot 100 in 1991, becoming one of the biggest acoustic rock ballads of the early 90s.
If I took those words away.
The problem? It completely misrepresented Extreme, a band that was actually funk metal, riff-heavy, and built for loud stages.
You couldn't make things new. One more time. Say it just by.
Fun fact, the band almost didn't want this song pushed as a single. They knew, once it blew up, people would think this was their whole sound, and sadly, they were right. Why it's considered bad, and why fans still argue about it. Here's the truth. The song isn't badly written. It's bad for rock culture of that moment.
Hold me close, say.
It turned a dangerous, funky hard rock band into the soft acoustic guys overnight, confusing fans and killing their momentum. Rockheads felt tricked.
I didn't have to say that you love.
Ballad fans never cared about the rest of the band, and because radio played it to death, it became the song people couldn't escape, even if they wanted to.
We're not done with you yet, come on.
This isn't a bad song. It's a career trap. Real heads know the damage it did. And if you think this song softened rock too much,
More than words to show you.
keep listening. Because the next one didn't just confuse fans, it divided rock radio completely. Number 8, Kiss. Let's Put the X in Sex. This song feels like neon lights, leather pants, and forced confidence. Picture late-night rock radio in the early 90s. The DJ says classic Kiss, but you already know this isn't Detroit Rock City. It's loud, shiny, and trying way too hard to sound dangerous without actually being dangerous. Lyrically, the song is exactly what the title says, sex as a slogan, not a feeling. No mystery, no storytelling, no emotion, just spelling out sex like it's a marketing logo. By this time, rock was changing fast. Grunge was around the corner, and glam metal already felt tired. Instead of evolving, Kiss doubled down on cartoon sexuality, and it sounded old even when it was new. Fun fact, this song was written specifically to sell a greatest hits album, not because the band had something to say. It wasn't born on stage or in a jam session. It was born in a boardroom mindset. Why it's forgotten / why fans turned on it. This song faded because it represents the moment when Kiss stopped leading rock and started chasing trends. Longtime fans felt embarrassed playing it, and younger rock fans didn't take it seriously. When grunge hit, songs like this became symbols of everything rock needed to escape from. Real rock heads don't defend this one, they quietly skip it. And the next song, same decade. But the damage it did to rock's reputation was even worse. Stay with me. Number 7, Aerosmith, Pink. This song feels like shiny leather pants, big hair, and MTV playing on repeat. It's loud, colourful, and overconfident, like a rock band trying very hard to sound cool in a decade that was already moving on.
Pink on the lips of your lover.
You hear it in the mall, on the radio, everywhere, and after a while, you just want it to stop.
And I think everything is going to be
Pink came out in 1997 from Aerosmith's album 9 Lives, released on Columbia Records. The song was written by Steven Tyler, Richie Super, and Glenn Ballard, a hitmaker who also worked with pop artists, and you can hear that pop shine all over this track. Lyrically, the song is about sexual obsession, but wrapped in silly metaphors and cartoon-style swagger. It did well on rock radio and charts, but many rock fans felt it sounded forced, like Aerosmith chasing trends instead of leading them.
You could be my flamingo.
Now, fun fact, the music video for Pink was so over the top and weird that it won an MTV Video Music Award.
And I think everything is going to be.
That tells you everything. The video became bigger than the song itself. People remembered the visuals, not the music.
But you don't ever tell her.
Why it's considered one of the worst by the late 90s, rock fans were deep into grunge, alternative and darker sounds. Pink sounded like a rock legend wearing bright makeup. Dancing for attention instead of saying something real. For many fans, this was the moment Aerosmith felt less like rebels and more like a brand. This isn't a hidden gem. It's a warning sign of when a great band stops listening to the moment. And trust me, the next song on this list takes the ego even higher, and the music somehow gets worse. Number 6, Limp Bizkit, Nookie, 1999.
It's a reject, look into these eyes, then you'll see the size of the flames, dwelling on the past, it's burning on my...
This song feels like red baseball caps, mosh pits, and teenage anger with nowhere smart to go. Picture 1999, MTV on loop, cargo pants everywhere, a room full of kids yelling lyrics they barely understand.
I did it all for the nookie, come on, so you can take that.
Fists in the air, brains switched off. It's loud, sweaty and aggressive, but also strangely empty, like shouting just to hear your own echo.
Did it, and I'm the only one underneath the sun who didn't get it. I can't believe that I could be deceived.
Nookie was released in June 1999 as a single from Limp Bizkit's album Significant Other, produced by Terry Date and released on Interscope Records.
Had a hidden agenda, she put my gender hard in a blender, and still I surrendered.
The song is about toxic relationships, jealousy and sexual frustration, told in the most blunt, caveman way possible. Musically, it mixes down-tuned metal riffs, hip-hop beats and rap vocals, which helped define late 90s no-metal.
And I'm the only one underneath the sun who didn't get it. I can't believe that I could be deceived.
It was a huge commercial hit. I'm reaching number 16 on the Billboard Hot 100 and becoming unavoidable on rock radio and MTV, whether you liked it or not. Remember earlier when I teased that one song in this list wasn't just bad, it was culturally dangerous. This is that moment. Some people say Nookie,
By my so-called girl, but in reality, had a hidden agenda. She put my gender hard in a blender.
normalized angry childish masculinity at a time when rock was already drifting away from emotion and toward shock. In interviews, it's been said that labels pushed this kind of aggression because it sold fast. Anger was easy money in the late 90s. There are different versions of the story, but many critics argue that songs like this turned pain into performance, not healing. The result? It helped create a wave of copycat bands, watered-down rebellion, and an era where shouting replaced songwriting. And that's why Nookie isn't just a song, it's a symbol of where rock lost its balance. Fun fact, Fred Durst once said the lyrics were written very quickly and weren't meant to be deep, which accidentally became part of the problem.
Hey!
Also, the song's success helped make Limp Bizkit one of the most hated and most popular bands at the same time, a rare and messy combo. Why it's aged badly. Nookie didn't fade because people forgot it. It faded because people grew up. As listeners matured, the lyrics started sounding juvenile. Even embarrassing compared to the emotional depth of earlier 90s rock. Today, it feels less like rebellion and more like a time capsule of unchecked ego. Some fans still defend it, but most quietly change the song when it comes on. This one isn't a secret gem, it's a warning label. And the next song? Now, it sounds softer, but somehow caused even more damage to rock's reputation. Number 5, Vanilla Ice, Rock is Dead. This song feels like a midlife crisis with distortion pedals. Picture a half-empty rock club in the late 90s. Leather pants, chains, loud amps. But the crowd doesn't know whether to mosh or laugh. It's angry, noisy, and desperate to prove something that doesn't need proving. Rock is Dead came out in 1998 during Vanilla Ice's hard pivot away from pop rap fame into rap metal territory. It appeared on his album Hard to Swallow, produced with help from Ross Robinson, the same producer behind Korn and Slipknot, and released under Republic Records. Lyrically, the song is Vanilla Ice declaring that traditional rock music is finished and needs him to save it, mixing rap bravado with metal aggression. The impact? Minimal. It didn't chart high, didn't cross over, and didn't win over rock fans who saw it as forced rebellion instead of real rage. Fun fact, Vanilla Ice shaved his head, bulked up, and fully rebranded for this era, visually and sonically, hoping rock audiences would forget Ice Ice Baby. They didn't. Not even a little. Why it's forgotten. The song faded fast because it landed in no man's land. Hip-hop fans didn't want it, and rock fans didn't trust it. By 1998, nu metal already had real voices from real scenes. This felt like a tourist yelling from the outside. There's no nostalgia revival here, no hidden gem. This one isn't crate digger gold, it's a cautionary tale, and the next song, even louder, even more famous, and somehow aged even worse. Number 4, Guns N' Roses, My World, 1991.
You wanna talk to me? You wanna talk to me?
Picture this. You buy Use Your Illusion 2, you're ready for big guitars, wild solos, and that classic Guns N' Roses Danger. The album ends, and suddenly you're trapped in a dark, weird industrial loop with no real drums. No real riffs, and Axl sounding like he's lost inside his own head. It feels like the lights went out in the studio and nobody knew how to turn them back on. My World was released in 1991 as the final track on Use Your Illusion 2, put out by Geffen Records. It was mainly written and recorded by Axl Rose, with minimal involvement from the rest of the band. No slash guitar heroics, no Izzy groove, no classic GNR swing. Lyrically, it's about paranoia, control, anger, and Axl's personal mental space at the time, his world, not the band's. And the song was never released as a single, never played live, never pushed to radio, and quickly became known among fans as the worst Guns N' Roses song ever. Fun fact, Slash has openly said he hated My World and had almost nothing to do with it. Many fans didn't even realise it was a Guns N' Roses song the first time they heard it. Because it sounds like industrial noise, not rock and roll. Remember earlier when I said one song would explain why a legendary band started falling apart?
Guess what I'm doing now?
This is that moment. Some people say My World was Axl Rose experimenting and trying to push the band forward. Others say it was a warning sign that Guns N' Roses was no longer a band, but Axl Rose doing whatever he wanted, while everyone else stood on the side. In interviews, and it's been said that the rest of the group barely knew the song would even be on the album until late in the process. There are different versions of the story, but the result was clear. Fans felt confused, band members felt ignored, and trust inside Guns N' Roses started breaking. This song didn't get radio play, it didn't get defended, it didn't get a second chance.
Let's do it.
And symbolically, it showed the shift from dangerous street rock to ego-driven isolation. A shift that would later lead to lineup changes, lawsuits, and years of silence. That's why this tune isn't just music, it's history. Why it's forgotten? My World is forgotten because even the band pretends it doesn't exist. It was overshadowed by massive songs like November Rain, You Could Be Mine, and Civil War. And it didn't fit the Guns N' Roses identity fans loved. And most listeners stop the album before it even starts, like closing the door on something they don't want to remember. And the next song? It's not weird like this one, but it might be even more embarrassing when you hear it today. Number 3. Poison. Unskinny Bop, 1990. It's 1990, big hair, tight jeans, neon lights and MTV on full blast. This song jumps out of the speakers like a sugar rush. Loud drums, flashy guitars, and a chorus that sounds fun, until you realise it doesn't really say anything. It feels like a party where the music is loud, but nobody remembers why they showed up. Unskinny Bop was released in June 1990 as the lead single from Poison's album Flesh and Blood on Capitol Records. It was produced by Bruce Fairbairn, the same hitmaker who worked with Bon Jovi and Aerosmith.
Every time I
The song doesn't tell a real story. Bret Michaels later said Unskinny Bop was just a made-up phrase meant to mean feels good or everything's right. Commercially, it was huge. It reached to number 3 on the Billboard Hot 100 and became Poison's last major US, and hit before rock music changed fast. MTV played the video non-stop in 1990. Fun fact, Unskinny Bop started as a nonsense studio joke. The band liked how the words sounded, not what they meant, and instead of fixing it, they doubled down and made it the chorus. Remember when I said earlier, one song would perfectly show why 90s rock snapped in half? This is that moment. Some fans say Unskinny Bop is harmless fun, just party rock, no thinking required. In interviews, Bret Michaels has said it was never meant to be deep, just a good time vibe. But critics and younger rock fans saw it differently. By 1990, people were already getting tired of hair metal cliches, the empty lyrics, flashy looks, and fake rebellion. Behind the scenes, the industry was changing. Record labels were still pushing glam bands hard, while underground scenes in Seattle were building something rawer and more honest. Songs like Unskinny Bop became symbols of everything people were about to reject. When grunge exploded a year later, tracks like this didn't just fade, they became punchlines. That's why this tune isn't just a bad song. It marks the exact moment an era started dying. Why it's forgotten/disowned Poison didn't disappear, but this style did. As soon as Nirvana, Pearl Jam and Soundgarden hit, goofy, feel-good anthems with no meaning felt out of touch overnight. Most rock fans remember Poison for earlier hits, not this one. Real heads hear it now and say, yeah, that was the end. Keep listening, because the next song doesn't just sound bad, it shows what happens when rock completely loses its cool. Number 2, Bon Jovi, It's My Life. Picture the turn of the millennium. Radio loud, windows down, motivational rock everywhere. This song feels like a coach yelling through a megaphone while guitars shine like chrome. It's big, clean, and built to make you feel brave, even if you're just walking to the fridge. It's My Life was released May 23, 2000 as the lead single from Bon Jovi's comeback album Crush on Island/Def Jam. It was produced by Luke Ebben with John Bon Jovi and Richie Sambora, and it was written during the late 90s reset when the band wanted to sound modern again. The lyrics are a simple independence message: stand up, live your way, don't let time pass you by.
It's my life, it's now or never.
Impact-wise, it worked. Top 10 in many countries, number 33 on the Billboard Hot 100, and a massive European hit that brought Bon Jovi to a whole new, younger audience. My fun fact, the line,
It's my life.
It's My Life, It's Now or Never, was inspired by John Bon Jovi's admiration for Frank Sinatra's My Way. That's why the song sounds like a modern pep talk built on an old-school idea. Remember earlier when I teased the controversy that wasn't about drugs or arrests, but about identity?
I just wanna live
This is that moment. Some longtime fans say, "It's My Life Isn't Real Bon Jovi." In interviews, it's been said the band intentionally smoothed their sound, less grit, more polish, to survive the late 90s when grunge and nu metal and pop ruled radio. Others argue it was a smart move, evolve or disappear. Here's the tension. To old fans, it felt like arena rock turned into corporate motivation music, a song designed for commercials, sports promos, and office playlists. To new fans, it was a gateway anthem that made Bon Jovi feel fresh again. And the result? The song saved the band commercially, but it also split their legacy. 1 foot in classic rock history, 1 foot in mass-market inspiration. That's why this tune isn't just music, it's history. Why it's forgotten/overplayed. It didn't fade because it failed. It faded because it was everywhere. Radio, TV, sports events, commercials. Eventually, the song stopped feeling personal and started feeling programmed. Real heads remember when it first hit hard, but now they skip it because the message got worn out. The chorus tells you exactly how to feel. No mystery, no danger. Rock used to sound risky. This sounds safe. It's rock music with training wheels. And the final song, way louder, way messier. And the reason people hate it says a lot about the entire 1990s rock era. Number 1, Creed, Higher. Close your eyes and go back to 1999. Late night rock radio, highway lights flying past, and a deep voice echoing like it's preaching from a mountain. Let's make our escape, come on, let's go there. The song feels heavy and serious, like it wants to lift you into the clouds, but somehow keeps dragging you back down. It's big, slow, dramatic, and a little exhausting. Higher was released August 31st, 1999 as the lead single from Creed's album Human Clay on Wind Up Records. It was produced by John Kurzweg and recorded during the late 90s post-grunge boom, when rock radio loved big guitars and even bigger feelings. Lyrically, singer Scott Stapp said the song was about lucid dreaming, wanting to escape real life and reach something better or higher. Impact-wise, it was massive. Number 1 on Billboard's mainstream rock chart, stayed there for weeks, and had helped push Human Clay to multi-platinum sales. This song was everywhere. But my friend, sacrifice all those nights. Fun fact, Higher was one of those songs radio stations played so much that DJs joked it never left the rotation. If you listened to rock radio in 1999 to 2000, you probably heard it every single day, sometimes more than once. Remember earlier when I said one song would explain why people turned on an entire band? This is that song. Some people say Higher was inspiring, a song about hope, faith, and reaching beyond pain. In interviews, Scott Stapp leaned into that idea, talking about dreams, spirituality, and inner struggle. But others heard something different: preachy lyrics, overly serious delivery, and a voice that sounded like it was trying too hard to feel important. There are different versions of the story because the timing mattered. And by the late 90s, rock fans were tired of bands that felt fake deep. Grunge had already told the truth in a raw way. Nu metal was loud and angry. Creed sat in the middle, too polished for rebels, too heavy for pop fans. Industry politics didn't help. Wind-up records pushed Creed hard on radio and MTV. The more Higher played, the more backlash grew. Critics started mocking the band. Fans who once loved them stopped admitting it. The song didn't get banned, but it became a symbol of rock that felt safe, overplayed, and emotionally forced. That's why this tune isn't just music, it's history. Why it's forgotten/disowned. Hold on, Higher didn't disappear because it failed. It disappeared because it won too much. Overplayed turned love into jokes, and jokes turned into rejection. Today, people remember it as a meme before memes existed. And real heads remember the moment, but they don't always defend it out loud. And if this song shocked you at number 1, stay right here, because the reason people still argue about it says a lot about how rock music lost its edge in the 2000s.